It Gets Real with Karina. Each week, Karina will discuss serious topics and is not shy to tell you how it is. On her show, she covers day-to-day situations and provides her opinion along with feedback from her listeners.
Hello, everyone. This is Karina, and you are listening to It Gets Real with Karina podcast. And this is the second episode. This episode is going to be called Take Accountability, not only for the wins, but for the losses too. And I'm just going to jump right into the topic. So, what is accountability? We all know that accountability means your ability to take ownership of your life, your choices, your actions, they all have consequences. And when you have a healthy sense of accountability, you understand that you are responsible not just for making those choices, taking those actions, but you are also responsible for the consequences that occur as a result. The highs and the lows, the joyous wins and the horrible losses. If anything comes about because of what you did, you recognize that you are the cause. So basically, today I wanted to talk about some of my wins and my losses. I was in a relationship, for those who do not know. I was in a 10-year relationship, and I will always have to start back from the start just to tell my story because if you're fresh and new here, hello, welcome to my podcast. So, I was in a 10-year relationship with my high school sweetheart. We started when we were like 15 years old, right? And you're in high school, you fall in love, you're excited, you just are head over heels for one another, so you think. And it seemed pretty cool. And then as time went on, you grow up, you become adults, and sometimes you just fall apart. And I think that's what happened. But along the way, we ended up having a child together. And when that child, which is my oldest daughter, she's 6 now, but when she was 6 months, my child's father ended up cheating on me with my daughter's godmother. And I was devastated. But I had to pick up the pieces and continue on becoming the best mother that I can be. So I ended up finally calling it quits with him, and I said I was done. It's over. I'm never going back. And y'all, a couple years later, I ended up doubling back. Yeah, y'all, I spent the block, as they must mostly say. I literally went around the corner and picked up something that I should have left in the trash. And while I was spinning the block, I ended up having another child by this man. Y'all, I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I knew what I was thinking in that moment, but we don't think about the consequences. And I have to take accountability because I knew how he was. I knew who he was. I knew what he was capable of. And when all of that went down, I was like, maybe, okay, maybe this is a sign. Maybe, they say if you let something go and it comes back, then it's meant to be. In my head, that's what I was saying, y'all. I was trying to make it right, right? So, okay, maybe this is okay. This is be all right. This is going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. Y'all. And I ain't trying to bash nobody, y'all. I do not want to make this a bashing show. I just want to explain where I'm coming from and what I mean when I say taking accountability. I'm owning up to my faults. And don't get me wrong, I love, love, love my baby, my youngest baby. She is not a mistake, she is a blessing. But if I could rewind, I would still have her, but I would have her with my husband. And that is what I always wanted. I wanted to have my second child with my husband, but that didn't happen. And he didn't come along fast enough. But no, guys, listen. A lot of times we complain, we complain, we complain, but we don't sit back to take accountability to the things that we do. A lot of times we are at fault and we always want to point the finger, do the blame game. No, let's be honest, let's be real. Sometimes we have to look in the mirror because the only person to blame is you. So I am owning up to what I did in that moment, knowing what had happened in the past, knowing that this could end pretty badly, knowing that things have not changed, knowing that I will still get the same outcome as I did with the first child, knowing that this may not have been the smartest decision, but during the moments that we make the quick decisions that we make, we're not thinking about the consequences. We're only thinking about the pleasure, the excitement, the now. We're not thinking about the future. And a lot of times, that is where we go wrong. That is where we go wrong. But I can congratulate myself on my wins, making sure that both of my daughters are okay, and making sure that they are well taken care of, they're smart, they're well behaved, and they don't lack anything, regardless of what may happen or what has happened. So that's a win for me because although you made a bad decision, although you probably had slipped up, you're still going to put your big girl underwear on. You're going to put your pants on. You're going to make sure everything is together. You're going to make sure that nothing goes bad. You want to make sure that your kids is not going to be able to notice a change. They're not going to be able to notice anything that is abnormal. And that is your job, is to make sure that your kids do not get wet if you are in that situation. It doesn't always have to be a relationship when it comes to, when I say losses or accountability, it could be anything, y'all. It could be anything. It can be a job. It could be family, anything. We have to just think smart when we're making decisions. We have to make wiser decisions. And we can't continue to play the blame game. A lot of people blame their parents for things that happened when they were kids, maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago. A lot of people are blaming that now. It's a lot of things going viral where people are like, well, if my parents didn't do this, if my parent didn't do that. Listen, y'all, it's a lot of stuff that we just can't go back to. We just have to try our best to heal from, move forward, and try not to do the same thing. That's that's like the best advice that I can give because we're humans. We're not perfect. God never said that we would be perfect. He never said that. So I never want you to think that okay, it's I feel like I'm always in a situation where nothing is going right. Nothing is going right. Everything I do is not right. That's not the case. That is not the case. You consistently meet goals you've set for yourself or agreed upon is the wins that you display. So when you set out certain goals and you say, okay, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm doing, you set your mind to do it. Those are examples of wins that you've done. I want you guys to also be excited and celebrate your wins because everybody not gonna celebrate you. I'm gonna be honest about that. Everybody is not going to celebrate you. Why? A lot of times people are envious, they're jealous, and they're mad that they're not doing what you're doing. So celebrate your own wins. So, like I said in the beginning of the show about looking in the mirror and blaming yourself, look in the mirror and say, self, you're the bomb. Congratulations. You've done a great job. You're amazing. Keep going. So not we're not gonna just be down on ourselves, but we're gonna be uplifting to ourselves as well. So when it comes to accountability, hey, celebrate for the wins and own up to the losses. I wanted to basically get you guys ready for the Valentine's Day show that I'm having next week. I wanted to come on here and do an overview of um, taking ownership and accountability. So next week, I want to talk about finding love after heartbreak. So y'all, I got heartbroken, like I told y'all previously, and it was bad, really, really bad, ongoing, and I was even told that I'd never find anybody. I was even told I'm not good enough. I wouldn't be good enough. And he wouldn't love me for me, and he wouldn't accept me. But, but God, y'all, but God. Although I never believed any of that mess that I was told, I never believed any of that. I've always prayed, 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 and asked God to send me somebody who is for me and who's going to love my children like his own. For years, I've been praying for a husband. I said, God, just pray for my husband's health. Like, I don't even know who this man is, but make sure that he's okay. And I mean, when I tell y'all, prayer works and it changes things. And when you've been broken, hurt, lonely, down and out, God will literally take that betrayal and turn it into a testimony. He will turn it into greatness. And anybody out there that has been hurt, has been betrayed, talked down, manipulated, I want you to know that you're not going to stay there. This is a test of your faith, and you're going to come out better than before. You're going to come out swinging and fighting and telling your story and encouraging the next person. Because honestly, listening to people say, "Oh, you're not good enough for this, or you're this, or you're that," it can get to you. And then knowing that you were abused and misused and taken for granted, that tears you down tremendously. It is something that doesn't feel good. It is like a deep black hole that you never want to go down. But like I said before, it is a testimony for those who need it the most. It's so much that I can say. Um, but those who know me know that I've been through a lot. And those who don't know me, you will get to know me. And I'm here to say that nothing is too hard for God. Nothing. You let go and you let God, and I guarantee you, He will change things. So, guys, make sure you spread the word about my podcast. Make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, so you can get every single episode that pops on the platform. Next week, we're going to be gearing up for Valentine's Day, and I have a special guest, which is going to be my boyfriend, Tyrone. We are going to be talking about love, and I'm basically going to be telling you guys the greatness that has occurred in my life, and we're going to be talking about encouraging those who need it, and just how beautiful it is to finally find someone who you've been praying for, hoping for so long, and you both can be on the same page, and you've both been hurt, so you know how it feels, and you know not to do the same thing that has been done to you, and you're ready to love. You're open, you're honest, you're transparent. It's a beautiful thing, and I cannot wait until you guys hear our show. So definitely stay tuned. It will be released. I want to try to release it next week. Like maybe this week. Maybe this week, and I'll give it to you guys. So thank you so much for listening to It Gets Real with Karina podcast. Stay tuned for more. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.